Yeah.
They say you're live and shit, but next thing you know, it's just like, where the fuck is my video at? But I just find it funny how we had this fucking virus and then Jay Electronica finally drops an album and shit.
But
Mm.
Like,
we gotta talk about that later.
oh
'Cause
my god. Cause
people going crazy about it already.
I, okay, yeah, we're live. Thank God. Whew. Alright, so what is up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? This is your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me. Got my homegirl Ash
Uh,
with me. Before I start this video, I just want to make sure everyone is so-called quote unquote safe from like this disease and whatnot, and make sure that everyone has good hygiene. Make sure everyone is taking good care of themselves and stuff like that. Just throwing it out there, wherever y'all at. But hopefully we're all gonna be good. Trust me. I just have a feeling, and I'm not arguing about my feeling or my instincts. But anyway, the album we are going to talk about today, finally, right, is Busta Rhymes with his second studio album, When Disaster Strikes. This was released in 1997 on Elektra Records. Um, Only came out with two singles, which was Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See, Dangerous, and I'm just gonna throw it out, the Fired Up remix, which I want to talk about that when we talk about the project. Um, Guest appearances, of course, you have Jamal. You have, of course, the whole Flip Mode squad. You know what I'm saying? Lord have Mercy, Rod Digger, Rampage, Sirius, Cliff Star, and Bobby Sham. You got Erica Badu. You got Anthony Hamilton and the Chosen Generation. We got Puffy and Mace, and yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna talk to y'all, ask y'all how y'all got into Busta. I know I tried got into Busta, but you can just say it again if you want. 'Cause it was a while back ago.
yeah, I got into Buster like 91 when Leaders of the New Schoolers group came out when they dropped Cases of PTA and Sob Story and that whole Future Without a Past album, classic underrated album in my opinion. And then like along the way when the group was having issues and Charlie Brown from the group, he was supposed to go solo first or whatever, and that didn't happen. And then when Buster left, and he was doing like the features on different joints. They did the Flavor in Your Ear remix. I think that's a classic top three remix of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And just doing his little features and getting the buzz out about him leaving the group and becoming a solo artist. And when he finally dropped The Coming in '96, and I had to pick that up, and that was like a phenomenal debut solo album for any like hip hop artist, and that's what really set him apart from it. I always felt like Busta was ahead of his time, like his swag and his lyrics, his delivery, his like everything about him was different than the average artist. You know what I'm saying? And he put himself at a higher plateau than everybody else at that time. And then like to go out to step out in the limelight and go solo, I definitely feel like he's still one of the best that would do it. And you know, to me, I would consider him top 10 of all time, like on that list. I don't know how other people feel about that, but I feel like just as he has different flows and styles, and he could rhyme on any beat, whether it was like a DJ Scratch beat or a Chris Brown joint, and that's just how Buster was. Buster was that guy that you get for your posse cut, whether it was scenario remix or Look at Me Now, or you know what I mean, any joint that he was on, he killed because he was that good. It's like when you do a feature joint, you gotta have Buster on there, like you gotta save him for last because he was like that cleanup hitter in your lineup. And I don't think we have any artists like that in this day and age on that level where they destroying a feature. Not even Jay-Z. And I think Jay-Z was at that point at one time. I don't think he's at that level anymore. But Buster still got it. And when this album came out, it was like the minute that put your hands where my eyes can see. That was like a big hit, one of his biggest hits ever. And the radio played that every day. The video stations played that every day, and that's just a test to how big he was at that time, and he was killing the clubs, he was killing the streets with his joints, and just a phenomenal artist. And that was how I got into him.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, I got into Busta when of course when I heard him on the Flavor in Your Ear remix. I also heard him on the Monstars Hit 'em High anthem for Space Jam.
Yes, yes.
I Yup, yup. And of course I know he did a feature with Janet Jackson and Mariah Carey, and like I just heard basically him throughout all those features I just mentioned. I didn't really start hearing his solo stuff until I heard the song "Woo Ha Got You All in Check," and apparently that's a favorite song of my dad's too. Yeah, and then me hearing "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See." Of course, I was hearing that a lot, whether it was either on the radio or in a store somewhere, anywhere that song was getting played all the time. And of course, him being mentioned and brought up on TV because I remember he did guest appearances on the Steve Harvey Show,
Right, right.
as well as in the 2000 version of the movie Shaft with Samuel L. Jackson.
Mhm.
Of course.
Okay.
But yeah, this is my first full fledged Bust album I've ever heard, and I'm ready to get into it.
So,
All right. Can't wait for this. Um, to me, I got into Busta. The year was 2006, and I remember I was watching 106 in Park, and I saw the fucking the Touch It remix. That was of course Touch It being from the Big Bang album, which we gotta discuss that album. That's like one of my favorite Busta albums, but that's like
yeah,
a long story within that one. And the Touch It remix was just so dope. I just loved Busta and Missy and Mary J. Blige rapping and so on and so on. And I just started listening to a discography, of course. I want to say the first album I heard from Busta, I want to say was Extinction Level, but it's either that one or The Coming. But it's been a while, and I just like loved his fucking energy. I mean, the shit that he did with Hype Boy, the videos, like I just always stuck in my mind and shit like that, watching them and shit. So that's pretty much how I got into Busta and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So I've already talked about The Coming a while back ago. So after the release of that album, Busta, that album got Busta like a lot of popularity, a lot of commercial appeal and shit. And it was around this time too that, excuse me, he was appearing on other people's works and stuff like that. And of course, it didn't take him too long to drop When Disaster Strikes, which is pretty much, a continuation and like another part of his theme, like apocalypse theme, you know what I'm saying? Like the end of the world, the year 2000 is coming. Y'all know I'm getting that. So that's how this album came about. And yeah, this album pretty much solidified him as like pretty much solidified him and shit like that. Cause this album pretty much like a very big seller back in like '97 and shit like that. Like this album cover alone is iconic as fuck. Just Buster,
hell yeah.
Buster just fucking. It looks like he's screaming or some shit like that on a cover.
Like the Predator.
Right. Yeah, man. Like shit like this. Like who had that mind set back in that time? You know what I'm saying? Like only Buster. Only Buster.
Yeah.
Alright, so like how we always do, we ain't gonna waste no time up this bitch. And this album has 18 songs, and y'all know what we're about to. Oh, producers. How can I forget? We got
Yeah.
DJ Scratch. Legendary East Coast producer. Got to start, with EPMD. Um, the the Uma, Q-Tip and J Dilla, Samelo, Buddha, Latif, Busta did some beats on this. Rashad Smith, another underrated producer. Easy Mo B, no word said right there. Agala, Walk Router, and Diddy. Alright, 18 tracks. Let's get this shit started. Track number one is the intro. The intro features none other than Dolomite, Ruby Ray Moore. You guys probably heard that name recently because the whole Eddie Murphy movie Dolomite is my name. Legendary comedian, rest in peace to him. Just Dolomite, just setting the stage off this project and shit like that. And then I think after that you have like Busta, and then Lord Have Mercy. Everyone just spitting the verse and shit like that. So yeah, definitely dope intro. Not a good intro as the coming, but still dope and shit like that.
Yeah, I think the coming is like that intro alone is like one of the best intros for a rap album. Like I put that like I'm not really big on intros unless they're epic,
Mhm.
and I like intros like the coming intro with Lord Have Mercy, that whole epilogue that he gave at the beginning, and then like the intro to ODB's first album.
Oh my god.
Ep- ep- Super epic intros. Like I've never heard shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this intro was good, but like I agree, it wasn't as good as the coming intro.
Right.
But we knew like by the time this album came out, we knew like what the type of shit that Busta was on. Like he was on this whole post-apocalyptic, end of the world type of thing. That's truly fitting for these times now. And when you hear that intro and you hear Lord Have Mercy voice, and you just got that voice, and it just puts you in that mood, and then you hear like the background singing and the chanting, and like the creepy music. It's almost like you're like listening to like a horror movie being played on CD, and he's giving you like again another good intro to what to expect on this album, and we knew at that time what the type of shit that Buster was gonna bring, so we knew it was gonna be another epic album at the coming. And you hear Rudy Ray Moore talking to him, and talking his little player shit to him, and then you hear like there's like another beat drops, and you hear Spliff Star on it, and Spliff Star is like the greatest like hype man for Buster, but he can also spit bars as well.
Mhm.
And I thought it was a good intro. I thought it was like another fitting intro to another epic album, because this is what at this point like we knew that Buster was gonna drop nothing but epic shit, so we knew it was gonna be like another big album from him. So I thought it was a good intro to start with.
Yeah. Definitely well said. Definitely.
The intro to any album pretty much gives the listeners what to expect until the next track. And I have some mixed feelings about the intro, to be honest, because I mean, yeah, like half of it'll give you like it'll remind you of something like you would hear like in in what Troy was saying, a horror movie, pretty much because of the creepy music and the creep. Just give you like creepy vibes of like what's gonna happen on here. But part of me likes when Rudy Ray Moore, aka Dolomite, hearing him, of course, and pretty much like yeah, I'm familiar with his character Dolomite, not only just because Eddie Murphy did that Dolomite is my name movie, which is a good movie for anyone who hasn't seen it, but of course from what my dad was telling me, because he's familiar with Dolomite,
Right.
because he heard about him when he was coming up. So yeah, yeah. And so the intro, it's alright to me. It'll take people a minute to get used to, but then too, like when people hear intros to any album in general, they would expect it to last either a couple seconds or up to a minute. I really didn't expect it to run over 4 minutes, to be honest.
Facts.
Mm.
Alright. Alright. So that was the the intro to When Disaster Strikes. The next song we got is The Whole World's Looking at Me. Yeah, this was a um, very dope track right here. Basically, what I got from this track is that people expect him to do better after after this project and shit like that. After the comment and stuff like that. So that's why he called this track "The Whole World's Looking at Me." This track was produced by DJ Scratch, of course. Very cool track right here. Not much to be said.
I love it. I think another banger by Scratch. I think like out of all like I want to say like at least like the first four albums. I think like Scratch and Dilla gave like his best production for those albums, and like and this is the same DJ Scratch from EPMD, but I felt like his he took his production another level when he came to work with Busta, and this is no different. I think that the beat was real dark, the bass line was knocking, and Busta flowing over like flowing on the track like Busta always flowed to the beat, so his flow on here was fit for the beat. I love it. And this the lyrics he was saying like bouncing out the flushing, check extra P, buy the boom weed from a Russian. I remember when I used to ride for next to nothing. I got so much to offer every time I tell you something. Fire, just destroying tracks at that time, and like a great track after the intro to set the theme for this album.
Facts, facts.
Yeah, the whole world looking at me. It was, oh my goodness, it was such a dope song. I could not get enough of it. That everything from the beat to the bass line to just everything really, really everything was just tying together and flowed perfectly. I honestly couldn't imagine Busta doing it any other way.
Yeah, man, I definitely agree with you on that. Very dope track. Now, track three it says Survival Hungry, but the version I have it has the Turn It Up, Fired Up remix. I don't know if you got that version. Try. I don't know what.
Yeah, I got the OG one with Survival Hungry as track three. You
Yeah,
also see that.
the listing of it on Spotify says the same thing. Survival Hungry is the next one.
True, true, true.
So you got the Turn It Up remix on here on your copy?
Yeah, let me double check this once. Let me just double check, cause I know when I played it like a while back ago, I know it was the Fired Up remix and shit like that.
They might have added the Turn It Up remix on the reissue.
Facts.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which is something you should have just added it as a bonus track anyway. But I know with the reissues they add like remixes and stuff.
Yeah, and plus, with that Al Green sample, you know how Al Green
Mm.
is with hip hop sampling and shit like
Right,
that.
right, right.
Yeah, this is the same motherfucker that he won't mind Diddy using one of his songs for a liquor commercial, but that's another story for a different day.
As we
Lord.
approach the current
Alright,
time
Mm.
frame of
let me see.
1997, with approximately 2.5.
Oh yeah, I do got Survival Hunger. I'm tripping. Fuck that.
No.
Okay.
I'll just double check more. Yeah, Survival Hungry. Yeah, that's a very dope track right there. Another track where Scratch definitely went in on that beat and stuff like that. Buster, he had this one line. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up. He said some shit like, "And while your style was soften, my mind would drift often to illusions of my lips, giving you massages in the coffin. The boom shock, ooh wee, horny nigga crashing to the motherfucking tree." Like, he just fucking went in on this damn track and shit like that. So yeah, that's Survival Hungry right there.
Another banger. Love this joint. The bass line on that I think is the star of the track, and again how Busta wrote the beat like to fit the to fit his rhyme with the beat is just like who's doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
his style was just different and it was just crazy and you know it had like a dark, real dark track to it. The hi hats was dope and when he's saying like corny niggas crash into a motherfucking tree, officialized shit when we in the place to be. Extra strength nigga maximize the party. Like I like the way that with every bar like he accentuated like the word. You know what I'm saying? Like he it was like drawn out to fit with the track.
Right.
And Buster was good at like ad libbing and flipping the words and making either like shortening the words or making it longer. With his style to what I'm saying. It was just different. And I like what I'm saying. And he just killed this track. It was another great track on him.
That.
Survival Hungry was an alright song to me. It I don't consider it as my favorite.
Okay. Respect. Respect.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. Track number 4, When Disaster Strikes, the title track. Um, yeah, this was a very sick song right here. My favorite part was always when he was harmonizing that chorus and shit like that. Getting Busta Rhymes and the whole entire Fit Mode squad back at y'all motherfuckers in 1997. Like, I love the tra la 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 tra la. I love that shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Definitely did his fucking thing right here. Had some dope lines like, quit trying to work so fucking hard towards nothing. This rhyme shit was never designed for every swollen muffin. Yo, I'm signing. Why y'all niggas think that y'all could really see my squad? And if we hit you hard, that's when you feel the power of the God.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Like, this is definitely another strong track off this project.
I love this track too. A great title track for the album, and it this is a title track that fits the theme of the album. Like it's creepy, it's dark. When Busta do these type of like when he did these type of themes for the albums, and he have like an end of the world, post apocalyptic, damnation type of thing. The album sound should fit the theme of what you're trying to convey to the listener. And I think he did that perfectly with his first 4 albums and having this type of sound where it's like it's still street, but it's like almost like borderline horrorcore, but it's like so dope. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it fit his style well, and just a banging track by Scratch, and the creepy pianos, the hi hats on here, and I mean he killed, and like you said, like the chorus when he was harmonizing the chorus with the la 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 la, killed it. And I love the lines he says, so spectacular how I turn souls from here to Africa. My Zimbabwe niggas banging my joints up in their Acura. Like so many dope quotables all over this album and on different songs. It's like I would have been here for days just writing out everything. Like it's that great. I love that song.
Facts, facts. Definitely well said.
When Disaster Strikes, not only it being the title track of the song, it just from listening to this song alone, it does give you those sinister, creepy vibes. Cause I mean, could you imagine he would have had a music video for this?
Mm.
Mm, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, it would been it would have been something else. Cause like everything about it just gives you those like those horror movie type feel to it.
Right,
I think that's probably one of the reasons why this song is unforgettable. Not just because it's the title track.
right. I agree.
Facts. Alright, now we're into So Hardcore. So Hardcore, it definitely has that signature Una sound and shit like that. Buster definitely doing his thing. I know his wordplay on flow with this one. Not one of my favorite tracks, but not a bad track in general and shit too.
I love this joint. This, like you said, like it has that tribe sound. I could definitely hear Q-Tip over this beat too.
Mm-hmm.
But man, that beat is like knocking, like you know what I'm saying. Dilla and the Uma, they did their thing on this. It has like a quirky, like melody to it, and I love the chorus. He's like so hardcore, like quick draw McGraw. Fuck what you heard. I love that shit, man. Like only Buster could do dope ass choruses like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like it was just it was so dope. It's like yo, like this is one of the tracks that it didn't have like a dark like tone to it, but it's so banging, man. When you put that shit on, it's thumping. And the lines he says, "You so whack, you make people start cursing." Flows contradict than the King James version. Turn on the mic, but your shit will stop working. Fire, fire tracks, man. He
Man, like
developed this track. I love it.
that's that vintage Buster boy. Shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so hardcore. Yeah, he goes in on this whole entire track right here. But just some parts of it just made me laugh. Like not only just the chorus, cause him bringing up with quit drama, bro. Like for anyone who doesn't know that classic cartoon character, of
Hmm.
Right,
course his character even had the alter ego of El Kabong.
right. Yogi
For
kills
anyone who didn't know.
it.
Yeah. So hardcore is it's not a bad song. Like he does really goes in like when like holding nothing back when it comes to his flows on here. But at the same time, it was low key funny to me. I don't know about anybody else.
Yeah, man, this definitely a very dope track. Definitely a lot of quotables in this one right here. After this one, we get into Get High Tonight. Another DJ Scratch produced joint. Self-explanatory, oh, it's a fucking marijuana and shit like that. We about to get fucked up, about to get high. You know how we do it and shit like that. Yeah, this is a very dope track, very, very, very dope track right here. The line where he says, don't want you darker shades. There's so much smoke up in your eye. Keep it swinging, listening to all those bells ringing. My get high as niggas wanted to start singing and shit. I love that fucking line. Definitely a dope track right there. And it uses the
Yeah,
Casey and the Sunshine Band sample too. Y'all should know that song.
Mhm.
yeah. This is a party joint. This is like one of those joints like you roll up and you get twisted with your homeboys and you get fucked up too. And I love it, man. I think it was like a more lighthearted joint on this album.
Mm-hmm.
The bass line was dope. The beat, the chorus. He's like, what he was saying is like buy a nickel bag, smoke a little log, get high
Yep.
tonight. I love that.
Mhm.
And the lines he says what the deal done. Sometimes I sip Jamaican white rum, chase with a little milk. I know y'all niggas want some fire drink. I think that was dope. And that's what I was saying. Like Buster was so versatile that he can flip it for the clubs and he can flip it for the streets and even do like a positive song. Like we have one on this album and I think he killed it, man. Great song.
Yeah, very dope track.
I remember them also. It was I want to say it was a beer commercial. It was like I don't know if it was Miller Lite. It was a beer commercial, and they actually played the instrumental to this track in the commercial.
Well, for real?
Yeah, it was like you have to like Google that like back in like the late '90s, early 2000s. They had a beer commercial and they played the instrumental for this track in the commercial.
That.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Get High Tonight is pretty much for anyone who enjoys smoking weed. Pretty much, that's yeah, pretty much what it comes down to. And of course, I knew that when the minute I heard the chorus that this song had to have been saying like Casey and the Sunshine Band, because I already knew that from the beginning. So there was no surprise there. But I can't say he didn't go wrong with this track. So for anyone who enjoys raising up with their friends and all that, this song's for them.
Facts, facts. That's fucking Get High Tonight. Next track we got is the Turn It Up remix. No, not the remix. This is actually the original version. One with the Al Green sample, which I've always preferred this version over the one with the Knight Rider remix and shit like that.
Right.
I've always preferred this version and shit. And Busta actually produced this version, and you can kind of tell you can kind of tell he produced it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Like I love this fucking track right here and shit like that. The way he was going in on this track. He had his one line where he says, "Let me put it in your spirit like the Holy Quran. Got the mega song, sweet like honey chicken, John, moving along, your honey body look real strong." Like just going fucking in on that track and shit. Yeah, very dope track. It's Turn It Up. And yeah, you guys are probably more familiar with the remix and shit like that, but check out the OG version.
I love both mixes. But huh?
You said what?
No, I was saying that I love both mixes. If I had to choose, I would choose the Knight Rider one because that Knight Rider one fit the album so perfectly. You know, like that Knight Rider theme song was so dark and eerie and Busta killed that Knight Rider beat, man. Like like I like his. You know, Timberland and Magoo had used that also for what was it, the 12 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah.
And Timberland's version was cool, but it ain't touching Busta's version. Busta just destroyed that Knight Rider beat, and I wish he had put that on the album as like a bonus track or something. But um, I like the original version too with the Al Green sample and the and that bass line, boom 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 boom, fire. I love that shit. And Busta killed that beat and the lines that he says, yo, we getting paper, spread love and happiness. Shit blazing so hot, DJ scratch the test presses. Just a fire joint. And yeah, man, like that I love it, man. I love both mixes. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I never listened to the Knight Rider remix of this yet, so I'll have to peep that. But this version I like. This is my favorite track off this album. So yeah, I mean, of course, him using the Al Green sample. I mean, there's no surprise there. And of course, you hear him in the background a little bit. So yeah, this is a very dope song that I enjoy.
and check the video. They have a video for this, but it's the Knight Rider remix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shoot. Track number 8 is a popular song that needs no introduction. Put your hands on my eyes could see. Yeah, this track right here is like one of his signature songs. A little trivia about this track. And this was according to an interview that Busta did. He said that both Diddy and Q-Tip, they felt like him yelling on every song would kind of get tiresome. So with this one, he kind of uses like his regular voice and shit like that. Also, you know the rhyme scheme. I, each line it always ends with O, ending with the letter O and shit like that. So definitely love that shit. And of course, you know the Hype Williams video with the paying homage to Coming to America. I mean, classic shit. This is like one of Busta's most innovative songs right here. Pushing hands where my eyes can see. Very dope track.
I love this song. This is classic in of any era. Um, I think this song would be Busta's signature song as a solo artist. I think because everybody knows it. Like the casual fan that don't listen, that didn't listen to Busta knows this song. My mom knows this song. She wasn't a Busta Rhymes fan at all. But it's like when it came on, when that African drum, those African drums come on, it's like you know what you're hearing. You know that song, and it was that big. Probably I want to say the best song for that year, and it was played in every club, on the radio, on TV, everywhere. People driving by was playing it. I got tired of hearing it. That's how much it was being played, but it's a classic song. The video is classic. You know, with Buster dressed up in the different African fashions and with the jewelry, and he had like the neon paint on them, and paying homage to Coming to America, a classic Eddie Murphy movie. I can't wait to see part two, and what that's gonna look like. And you know, everything about it, it was just different. Like it was just like a different in for that climate of in rap at that time, when you had Puffy big as ever as an artist with No Way Out, and the Hot Boys doing their thing, and you had Master P and No Limit doing their thing. But Buster just came out with like some next shit that just like reshaped the whole landscape when this joint came out. And I definitely, I don't agree too many times with Puffy, but I definitely agree this time with him and Q-Tip that it was a change of pace for Buster, to hear Buster on some mellow shit, and he was calm, but he was still killing shit at the same time. That's a Buster that we never heard, and I definitely got to give props to Puffy for telling me that, because like, if he didn't do that, like, imagine if he sounded like on the Dungeon Dragon shit on this. I don't think it would have fit. And I
Right.
think, like, again, like Buster killed any beat he was on, and he had like different cadences and flows and deliveries for any track he was on. This is like another testament to that, you know. And that's a great beat. Hit you with no delay. So what you're saying, yo? Everybody know that line. Like when that joint come on, everybody know what it is. You know what I mean? I love it, man. It's a classic joint, definitely.
Definitely agree with you on that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See is an unforgettable song. I don't care, no matter where you are, you're bound to hear this at some point if you haven't heard it already. And yeah, that video, wow. I think that really was ahead of his time, the way he did it and how he did it, and yet too, I did that pretty much was mentioning that, oh yeah, like on like all his other songs, he was pretty much like yelling, and this time you kind of hear him like tone it down a bit with this. So kudos to him for pointing that out, because I could not imagine him yelling on this here. So,
I feel you.
but yeah. This is another favorite Busta song that I like too.
Got you. Got you. Hey, listen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all go on without me. I'm gonna catch up with y'all. I might go check my laundry right quick.
All
All
right.
right.
Thanks.
Next track we got track 9 is Not a Problem My Squad Can't Fix, featuring
Mm.
Mark G from Def Squad. I love this joint, dope collab. Some back and forth mic play with Busta and Marley G. I think they both killed it. It's a nice beat. It has another like club, another joint for the club. Bass line is hitting. What he say? Busta said, hit you with this shit to digest in this round shit to be some of the world's finest. Your Highness, leave corny niggas spineless. Attack it with the classic flow timeless. Fire. Fire joint. Um, yeah, man, Buster, anybody that Buster collaborated with, they have to bring their best. They have to be on their A game. I think Marley G. Always liked Marley G's stuff. I think he was a underrated artist. Coming from illegal and then going solo and being with Def Squad. I think he was overlooked for Keith Murray and Redman. But I think Marley G was dope. I think he definitely shined on this track as well. I didn't quote nothing from him, but definitely a solid collab.
There's not a problem. A Squad Can Fix is another favorite track off this album that I like. I mean, this song, like, yeah, I could imagine hearing it at a club or a house party or something like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not too familiar with
J-
what was Marley G.
well, his name is Jamal, Little Jamal, but like his nickname is Marley G.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with his stuff like that. Did he drop anything?
Yes, he had a album, Last Chance No Breaks. That was 1995.
Okay.
Yeah, he's dope. I mean, he had a song called "Fade 'Em All." That was the first single. Yeah, keep it real. I love that's I really love that song. Keep it real. When we did the Will Smith review for Big Willie Styles,
Yeah.
Will Smith sampled "Keep It Real."
Okay.
Yeah, he sampled it for "Chasing Forever." That song on Big Willie Style.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
So, did you still want to move on to we could take it outside, or
oh yeah. That's track 10. Yeah, we could
yeah?
take it outside. Um, I believe that I want to say before that track starts off, there's like an interlude, and it's like there's like or is that after the track goes over? I think it's like an interlude either before or after the track, and it's like a scuffle outside of a club or whatever.
You thinking of Rhymes Galore?
Not is it before Rams? Nah, because Rams Galore is track. Is it before Rams Galore?
I'm not sure.
There's an interlude. There's an interlude that happens. I want to say it was before or after we could take it outside, and it's like a scuffle going on outside of a club with like Busta and his crew and some other cats that was at the spot. And DJ Scratch produced this track. I thought it was dope. Rampage, his cousin, his real life cousin, that he killed it. He said, niggas want to advertise about how we get down. You fuck around, leave your body in the lost and found. And I always loved Rampage. I think he's severely underrated
Yeah.
as a lyricist and as an artist. I felt like he did get overshadowed by his cousin, by Buster, being in flip mode or whatever. But I think on his own, Rampage got heat, and this was a dope track. Not one of my favorites, but definitely I like the theme of it because I remember I want to say it was before the song starts off that the little interlude happens with the scuffle outside with the crews or whatever, and leading into this song. But it's definitely a dope track.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we're
know what
on.
I'm talking about?
We could take it outside.
Is he there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Red, the interlude starts off before the song, right? Or was it after?
Are you talking about we could take it outside?
Yeah.
Um, hold on. It's
'Cause it's like a little, it's like there's like a little interlude. Like when you play the CD and the CD plays like a little interlude, it's like the track actually like counts backwards, and there's like a little interlude that takes place, and then it goes into the song.
Mhm.
yeah. I want to say that's before the track. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah. Yeah. Reg, you could give your thoughts on what track 9 was. There's not a problem my squad can fix, and
Oh,
then you could say what you say about we could take it outside.
oh, okay. Okay. There's not a problem that my squad can fix with Jamal. It's an alright track. I wasn't really too crazy about that one to keep it a buck. I mean, I like Jamal, especially considering the fact that he killed it off the Flip Mode Squad meets Death Squad track off the Becoming, but I don't know. I just feel like this track could have been a little bit better. As for we could take it outside, basically with the Flip Mode track, Flip Mode Squad, excuse me. Yeah, that one was a pretty straight track. Like Tri said, I definitely agree with him. Rampage is nasty as fuck, and it's kind of crazy because I was planning on talking about not just the last Boy Scout album I got, but the Red October, the official debut album, pretty soon. So definitely want to put some love on Rampage's name and shit like that. Because the only time people know about Rampage is when he did that verse on the Craig Mack track, Flavor in Your Ear remix. Rest in peace to Craig Mack. Yeah, man, definitely a dope posse cut and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could take it outside. It was pretty much like a street track, of course, and it's one of those songs I feel you would hear that at some point in like in a gangster movie, like when stuff goes all the way wrong, and then I guess the two rivals or two gangs or whatever gonna get into it, like literally right there in broad daylight or in the middle of the night somewhere, and it's about to go down.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, but it's a pretty dope song to me.
I feel you on that. Next track we got is Rhymes Galore. Um, Again, it's another cool track, but like not like one of my favorites off this album, to be real. But yeah, it's just Busta really doing his thing pretty much on this track. Not only that much to be
I,
said.
I love this song. Like Buster just killing it with just bars, straight bars, no choruses, none of that shit. Like I love the beat is like quirky but still banging at the same time. Buster destroyed this track. This lines he says, you better park niggas. I spark niggas like shark niggas. I stay ripping shit apart niggas. Float over water like Noah's Ark niggas. Cover your face and don't get caught up in the scene when they get dark niggas. That is bars right there, man. Like that is vintage Buster. You know what I'm saying? And he also in at the end of the video for the Turn It Up remix, he does a little piece of this song as well. So it's like a double single. But man, this is one of my favorite. This might be like my best favorite song on this album. Like it's that great. Like I put it right up there with Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Can See and Survival Hungry. I love this song. Like definitely top three best songs on this album. And man, he killed it. I love this song.
Yeah, Rhymes Galore. It's not. All I can say about it is that it's an alright song. Nothing more.
I feel you on that. Definitely.
Hmm.
All right, now we're gonna get into things we be doing for money, part one. This was the only track that was produced by Easy Mo Bee off this album and shit like that. Yeah, this track right here is definitely it's a storytelling track and stuff like that. One of the most, I would say this and part two was like some of the most underrated Busta Rhymes that you will ever hear. Like this don't really get talked about a lot in my opinion and shit. Just talking about people, motherfuckers coming up when it comes to money and shit like that. Yeah, part one. I kind of prefer part one over part two, but yeah, it is what it is on this one.
I thought it was dope. A dope beat by Mo B and you know but I thought it was like a story going on within the two songs or whatever. And Buster says greeting niggas like a homeless nigga. The way it happens, son, you never figure how the homeless nigga gun is much bigger. I thought it was dope, and then it's like you hear Buster and his crew like they beating some niggas ass and robbing them. And then it goes into part two. I thought it was like a nice little story going on with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, things we be doing for money. Pretty much telling people like telling the story about like what would anybody do for some cash, pretty much, and that's pretty much what the whole message was. And it's relatable too. Like, what do you know that? Like, what exactly do you know about someone who won't do for money when it all comes down to it? Like, at the end of the day, really?
right.
Because like with that message, it's like, yeah, of course, money is like pretty much like the root of all evil. And I guess it really comes down to like who wants it more than most. But yeah, I like part two more than part one for some reason. I don't know if it's because of Anthony Hamilton in it, and then you hear more people like in the background singing along to it. Like, it just felt more real to me than part one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're saying about part one, part two, and shit. Cause that's the same way I feel about part one. Shoot. Yeah. And like Ash mentioned, things we be doing for money. Part two features Rampage and Anthony Hamilton, Anthony Hamilton and the Chosen Generation. Um, yeah, just basically like a continuation of this. Man, this Rampage definitely went in on this track right here. I'm just saying like Rampage definitely should get like some more pride and shit like that. Just him and Buster just going back and forth with this one and shit like that. And yeah, definitely Anthony Hamilton. This was before he became like Anthony Hamilton y'all know and love today and shit. So yeah, this is things we'll be doing for Money Part Two.
Yeah, this was a good sequel. Anthony Hamilton to me has always been a underrated neo soul singer and artist, and definitely want to put some respect on his name at some point.
Yeah,
And I think his him singing the chorus was like a nice added touch. The beat was dope, and it seemed like in the story like Busta and Rampage was on the run, and I like the piano sample and Busta saying still on the run, always on for cover when it's necessary. We outnumbered, but all that shit is temporary. And I thought it was cool. I thought it was like a nice little cool story, and the difference between with the sound of this of both songs, part one and part two. Definitely some dope tracks and good storytelling about Buster and Rampage.
facts.
Yeah, part two, as I said before, is a favorite of mine more so than part one. And I would never in a million years thought that I would hear Anthony Hamilton on a Busta Rhymes album. I would never thought that at all. And yeah, it was pretty good. I'll admit.
Yeah, man. I was kind of shocked that he was on this
Yep.
project too. Like,
See, that's what I mean about Buster. Like he was so versatile as an artist that he could work with Anthony Hamilton or work with a Lenny Kravitz or do a posse joint with like Jay Z and DMX and still kill it. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just that versatile. I think he's still like that. Like he still can do a song with any artist that's even out now. So
hell yeah. Like, that's just the way Buster is and shit like that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Yeah. Next track we got is One, featuring Erica Badu. This was produced by Rock Wilder and shit like that. And it's kind of something different from Rock Wilder because if you guys would have known Rock Wilder, he's known for producing shit for like Organized Confusion, Redman, and stuff like that. This was like a more smoothed out, to say the least, and shit like that. Uses a Stevie Wonder sample. Um, Him and Erica Badu again, another example of Busta's versatility and shit like that. Definitely a dope track. One of my favorite tracks off this project, in my opinion. So yeah,
yeah, this was definitely different for Rockwilder. Like I forgot he even did it. After looking in the booklet just now to see, I'm like, shit, Rockwilder did this joint. Like we know Rockwilder for like the joints on Blackout and all that. You know what I'm saying? And the shit he's done for other people. But I totally forgot he did this joint. But definitely a real more melodic track for Rockwilder, more subtle. Um, I like the collaboration with Erykah Badu. I think she's another highly underrated neo soul singer. And I like this song has like a like it's more of like a positive message to like the world. Like I like the way Buster used the word one, within his verses. Saying one respect, one culture, one way of thinking, one vision. Making the one decision or one way of living, and that just like it was just dope to hear him incorporate the word one within his bars and just a dope song and I remember they played this song a lot before the album came out. I thought it was gonna be a single, but they never did no video for it. But this would have been a dope single as well.
right. Right. This would definitely been a dope single.
Mm. One is another song that's a favorite of mine off this album, along with some other ones I mentioned earlier. Yeah, this is another song here that I would never in a million years thought he would collab with Erica Badu, who's an incredible artist at that. and it's like a very good feel good track. It just makes you want to like put your top down in the car and go for a nice drive if you have to, type of vibe that you get from this song here. I really wish this was a single, to be honest, because imagine so much airplay it would have gotten on the radio,
Uh-huh.
and then possibly like have a video for it too. It would have been awesome.
Yep.
Facts. Yeah, that was one featuring Erica Badu. And then we got Dangerous, which was another single from this project. One of Busta, you can say this was another one of Busta's signature songs and shit. It was nominated for a Grammy for Best Rap Solo Performance, but it lost to Will Smith's Getting Jiggy with It.
Mm.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, that was Will's 98, 99. That was Will's years and shit. Fuck.
And it's so ironic how like he won the first one. They didn't want to recognize our genre. He gets the
No.
first whatever, and then he gets another one with Gay Jiggy with.
He also got one for Summertime too.
Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about that.
He beat Public.
Wow.
They beat Public Enemy's Apocalypse 90, and that's what confuses me about the Grammys back in the day. How you gonna have certain categories where you have singles and albums competing against one another? That shit always confuse because
I don't get that either. I don't get that.
like they had Public Enemy's Apocalypse 91. That whole album lost to Summertime. And
Yes.
I love Summertime, but Apocalypse 91. Oh my
Right?
fucking
It's
god.
probably because they controversial, so it's like they ain't trying to give that to PE. They deserved it.
Yeah.
Mm,
Which I'm gonna give my thoughts on the whole breakup too before we talk about before I show all the CDs and shit because I still have some shit to say about that.
okay.
But yeah, back to Dangerous. Believe it or not, I never really cared about this song. I thought it was an okay track, but I never really cared. Like, oh my god, Dangerous. Like, I never really cared about this track like that. So I just felt like it was like another one of those like songs from that area that not shiny suit era, but it's close. Like it's on like the bridge. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I thought it was dope. Like, Buster was going for that radio play. It's a club banger. I love the video with the whole Last Dragon theme of it.
Right.
That's a severely underrated movie.
Show
You
enough.
know, I love Buster's flow. Like again, like his flow, he always knew how to fit a flow to whatever beat he's gonna rhyme to, and his flow was crazy on this.
Right.
Dangerous. My nigga should be accurate. Have to get the flow be so immaculate. I love that, and only can produce shit like that, and it had like a electronic type of quirky melody to it, but it was still fire. And like that's what I mean. Like Buster was ahead of his time, even in '97. He was ahead of his time. And if this joint came out now, it would still blow up to me. You know what I'm saying? And
Facts.
it was dope. Like I get what Reggie's saying. Like it because of the whole shiny suit era, it felt like a lot of artists at that time, like Buster and like Geronimo, was going for that radio friendly airplay, but Buster made it work for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like you give this joint to Mike Geronimo, it ain't gonna be the same. Like Buster knew how to make radio joints.
Right. That Vendetta album was shit.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Dangerous. I don't know. I thought it was like I would expect something more from it, but when you do listen to it, you could imagine it being on a Bad Boy album. Yeah,
Right.
minus the shiny suits, of course, but still, it it was an alright song, but it just didn't have that wow factor that I was expecting.
Mm.
Yeah.
And speaking of Bad Boy, the next track is
Yeah.
the Body Rock featuring Rampage, Puffy, and Mace.
Mhm.
All right, now I wanna make something known about Bad Boy Records before I continue my thoughts on this song. I know, like, judging from like the way sometimes I just have a shit saying for like Diddy, that a lot of people think I hate Bad Boy. I don't hate Bad Boy Records, of course not. They're definitely like one of the best record labels in hip hop and shit like that, and they did usher in a new kind of sound and shit like that. People are still trying to replicate today. But you know, they do have some shit. But this is one of the few times when I can say Puffy did shit right. And believe it or not, this is actually my favorite track off this album. Believe it or not, yeah, a Puffy produced track is a favorite track off this album. And like, I
Out of all the joints on this album, that's your favorite.
yeah, this my believe it or not, that's what I said. I had to give that dramatic ass speech and shit. Had to give that shit. But yeah, this is actually my favorite track. I had to think to myself like, no, like, but yeah, it had everything I like. Bad boy, vintage flip mode, and shit like that. Everyone's on their fucking ass on this fucking track. Like, yeah, man. Like, if I was to pick somebody who did their thing, definitely Busta. Definitely. And shit like, and they did it this shit right too, cause they had Puffy rap first. So of course that's another plus. But yeah, yeah, this nigga Puffy rap first and shit like that. Which he did his thing. I low key I think like low key like Sauce, either Sauce or Busta, but even Mace probably ghost wrote that shit. But yeah, Busta he said some shit like, "Fucking with my niggas it's like you playing Russian roulette. Ooh, me and my whole platoon coming soon. Niggas make room, we diesel like a bunch of baboons." Like, it's going in on that fucking track.
I like bad. I love Bad Boy up until I want to say like after the album. You know what I'm saying? Like all the other Puffy albums I ain't feel for, except for No Way Out. That's the only classic to me. Yes,
Right.
Dirty Money album was decent, but that whole Bad Boy thing, that's a whole different story. But the thing about this song, even though it has Bad Boy artists on it, to me it didn't feel like a Bad Boy song. Like the beat alone, the beat sounded like the Delos track the business with Common or for the Stakes is High.
Ooh, I didn't
It
think about
had
that.
like the bass line was reminiscent of the business and the beat. But they could have did away without Puffy. I didn't care for Puffy rhyming on there. I love Mace's flow and Buster flow on there,
Right.
and the way Mace to me he still has one great album. I don't like Double Up or any of the other shit he came up with after Homo, but his flow on here, I love that shit. I'm not good Philly. What the hell they can tell me? Smoke Malala out in L.A. Who's ready? Juice heavy, black and blue Chevy. See Angeletti when a nigga need his chetty. Fire. That
Right.
was Hall. That's Harlem World Mace
For
on the
real.
Busta album, and Busta's flow where he was like in it, like his flow was like in and out of the beat. Check out the way they did it, they did it, they did it. I love that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
this is like the one song where you have bad boy artists and it don't feel like a shiny suit. It don't feel like to me at least it didn't feel like a bad boy song. It felt like it was Busta being the host and inviting the bad boy artist into his room, into his domain. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Rampage did this thing, but I felt like it was a dope track. That's definitely Busta reaching for that radio play because Puffy was like the hottest shit in '97. So he was on everybody's albums. He was remixing and producing everybody's joints.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely feel like that was Busta reaching, but I still feel like Busta killed it and Mace joint his verse was dope on it as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, who would have thought in a million years that you would hear Puffy and Mace on a Busta Rhymes track, and let alone on a Busta Rhymes album? This was a song that everyone really had a moment to shine right now, and surprising as that is, because when you think of certain songs, you would think of this one as like a bad boy song because of the sound, and when you think of that, you probably might think of them in the shiny suits, dancing in the videos and all that.
Right.
But hey, I'll say this is another good song here that I'll consider a favorite off this album. So Yeah, I have nothing against it.
Facts, facts, facts.
Mm.
Alright, there we got Get Off My Block featuring Lord Have Mercy. Just like Rampage, Lord of Mercy is definitely another underrated figure in the flip mode. Man, this is the thing that kind of pissing me off about flip mode. Like, but they had all this fucking lyricism, but fucking Busta just had that egotistical thing about himself and just wanted to be him all the way and shit, you know?
Mhm.
Like Rampage, Raw Digger, Lord Have Mercy, like Spliff Star, like damn, they should have all like still be like on top of the game now, but you know that's another story for a different day. But yeah, Lord Have Mercy definitely did his thing with this one and shit like that. One of my favorite tracks off this project as well. Yeah, Get Off My Block, definitely another dope one.
I definitely agree with you that Buster was egotistical, just like Fat Joe was in Terror Squad, and you can name all the crews that had like a dope roster, and it was like only like one or two were like the main, you know what I'm saying, like the main artist that was putting out heat. You know what I'm saying, and I
Yeah.
always felt like that about Flipmode Squad, and got a dope lineup with Lord Have Mercy and Rampage and Rod Digger and Baby Sham and Split Star, and it's like they were wasted. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
you know, this was a dope joint. You know, I like the beat, and it was cool. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a shame that when you have a dope artist like that on your roster, and you don't utilize them in a proper way. Same way with Telesquad Squad when they had Tony Sunshine and Triple Sace and Cuban Lincoln. It was a waste of talent. You know what I'm saying? I hated to see crews like that where it's like you just got like the main star of Busta Rhymes or Fat Joe get all the shine, but it's like your whole team ain't shining with you. So what's the point of having a roster like that if you're not going to utilize them to make you look better? I don't. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that because Busta was already big when he formed Flipmode Squad. So it's like, why not? Like let them have their own shine. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Fat Joe. Fat Joe was already big when he made Tail Squad. Why not have the rest of the other Tail Squadrons, eat and get their shine? And I just never understood that.
Right.
But it was a dope song.
Yeah, Get Off My Block was another favorite of mine off this album. Yeah, but I had no idea that I guess Busta did have that ego and all that back in the day. I don't know what makes certain artists feel that way all the time like that. Like, yeah, you're blowing up in a major way, but at the same time, like you have that ego. No one's gonna either want to be around you or work with you on certain stuff. But yeah, this song here, yeah, I gotta say, it was a good one to have Lord have mercy on here too. So yeah, I have no complaints about this.
True.
Mm.
All right. And the last track is the outro, which is titled "Outro Preparation for the Final World Front." Just like the coming, it definitely has him like thanking the all everybody for listening to this project. You know, this time he's saying there's only 2 years left. And that's when it'll lead into the extinction level front, extinction level event. You know what I'm saying? So nothing really too with the outro and shit.
I love it. I love the. It's like a dark track and the organs playing and the beat. Love it and like we need a when disaster strikes part two, like right now, like for these times that we living in right now, this
Right.
would be the perfect time for Buster to drop another album like this because it would fit so perfectly and with the same type of dark type of theme and tone for it. I think that would be an instant classic.
Yeah,
So
I never thought of it that way. How this album kind of is relevant to the sign of times we're living in at the moment. I never thought of it like that, but
Yeah.
shit,
mm,
it is what it is. You know us always reviewing shit at the right particular moment and shit.
yep. Yeah, the outro, I mean, pretty much is like what you expect. Certain albums they always start off the album on a good note and want to make sure to end it on a good note, pretty much.
Right.
I really don't have much to say about the outro.
Alright, alright. So that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I gotta be kind of honest with y'all and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I kind of consider this when it comes to like his golden era. Believe it or not, I consider this to be my least favorite. But that's not really taking anything away from it because the fact that it's definitely a dope album. It's a classic album and shit like that. Busta definitely stepping his wordplay, his lyricism game up. A lot of song concepts were very explored a lot with this project, like with talking about greed, talking about the pressures of being famous and shit like that. But I just felt like with certain songs when I first heard it, it just they try to like do what they did with the coming and stuff like that, which is not bad because it's to be expected, but still, I just felt like some parts, some songs could have been left off and shit like that. But at the end of the day, I would probably give this a 4.5 out of 5 mics and shit because it's definitely one of Busta Rhymes' most celebrated albums in this discography.
I think it's a classic, five mic classic. You know, his first four to me, like his first three solidified him. Anarchy is the one that to me that's slept on, but I think Busta he didn't lose a step. Like he had the coming and then he followed it up with this and then ELE is like he knew what he was doing before we even knew what he was doing and the production from Rockwalla and Scratch and the Uma and even like the lesser known cats like Shamelo and you know what I'm saying, like it was they all gave him heat and the features like Erica Badu and Anthony Hamilton and Marley G. I think he killed it. I think this is a flawless album. It's always been one of my favorites. His first three was always my favorites. Anarchy I like as well. You know, after that it's like this discography gets shaky. I like Genesis. I know a lot of people didn't like Genesis or other albums after that, but I think his first three like solidified him as a superstar and as a great solo artist. And I think this album is definitely a classic. I don't think there's any like bad songs. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's songs that are my favorites more than others. Like Rhymes Galore and of course put your hands on my eyes can see and So Hardcore. Survival Hungry. But I think all around like I never when playing this album I never skipped over any joints. Like this album to me was great. You know what I'm saying? But I know like a lot of people prefer ELE or the coming over this. But
Yeah.
I love all of them, man. I love his first one. I think his first three alone could compete with anybody's classic albums. You know what I'm saying? I think you put this up. You put this with the coming and ELE up against you know the chronic stuff, or I definitely feel like Busta would win because I just felt like he was on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like image wise with his videos and his fashion sense and his whole style and everything. I think he was just on a different level than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And we had Jay-Z that was big at that time. We had Puffy that was trying to become the artist or whatever. That was big in '97. But I just felt like Busta was on a different level from them. And it's a great album. I love it. I think it's a classic.
That's very well said, bro.
This was my first Busta Rhymes album that I've ever listened to. And overall, it was pretty good. It had a mix of songs that I consider my favorites that I did enjoy. Others I really didn't care too much for, so it was a balance of that to me. But yeah, a lot of stuff that surprised me off this album I really didn't know about when it comes to like certain features that he did with Anthony Hamilton and Erica Badu and of course Puffy and Mace. I would have never thought in a million years he would collaborate with them, and those songs were particularly great.
Right.
Surprisingly enough, yeah. Well, overall, if it was up to me, I would rate this album 4 out of 5.
Okay. So that 4.5, 5 out of 5. Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Now before I show off the CDs that Tri sent me, I want to give my thoughts on a few things. Um, First of all, the whole Public Enemy breakup. You know when Flavor Flav was unceremoniously fired from Public Enemy. And if you guys have not really been following what's been going on, pretty much Public Enemy was supposed to have performed at like a Bernie Sanders rally, pretty much, and Flav, with whom I heard was like a Trump supporter, he didn't really feel comfortable doing that, and pretty much, Chuck D fired him, and they've also kind of like been beefing for like a while due to like royalties that are them arguing over royalties. Because if you guys remember, I want to say back in like 2016 or 2017, one of them years, they had like a disagreement over royalties or some shit. So yeah, so pretty much there's been kind of a lot of shit going on within that and shit like that. And a lot of people are kind of like saying that how Chuck D has kind of been on some fuck shit, cause it's like now y'all over here doing shit for politics now and shit like that, when y'all used to be this like pro black group and shit. But that's why, like, when it comes to like politics and shit like that, I kind of like, I personally don't really like to talk about politics, me personally, like that, because the fact that motherfuckers just be on some bullshit like that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's basically what I have to say about this whole Public Enemy breakup and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think you know
I'm
it
listening.
becomes messy once politics is involved in trying to get a new president in the
Mhm.
White House. And Bernie Sanders is a good candidate, but a lot of people feel like his age is going to be a factor or whatever.
Yeah.
And Flavor Flav supporting Trump is not a good look,
Mhm.
but this is beyond politics because Flav and Chuck been beefing forever. And I remember even back in the '90s hearing about that. And Flavor Flav was always in and out of jail, and he had so much child support to pay, and he's on hooked on drugs and all that. And I believe that I do believe part of what Flav was saying about he wasn't being paid. 'Cause I don't think Flavor Flav would have jumped on a reality show just to do it. Like he don't. Everybody knew who he was. I don't think he need to jump on Surreal Life or Flavor of Love for a paycheck, because I feel like maybe he wasn't being paid. I mean, there's a pattern here. Like Sister Soldier left in the '90s, and then Professor the Griff left, and it's a pattern. And maybe not all the blame is on Flavor. Maybe people need to start looking at Chuck D. And I love Chuck D, but I'm gonna call his ass out. Like, yeah, you a legend and all that, but when you wrong, you wrong. And I feel like that's your man, that's your homeboy, that's your ride or die. You don't just kick him out of the group like that because all of a sudden now after 30 something years you can't tolerate him. I don't believe that.
Right.
The same thing with Salt and Pepper and Spinnerella. It's like you don't kick the DJ out that replaced the first DJ to begin with, over, oh, she's not getting paid, because I don't think Spinnerella is that type of person that's gonna bitch and complain about it after all these years that she's not getting paid. You know what I'm saying? I don't buy that. I feel like there's some truth to what they're saying, and people need to start looking at Chuck D like, yo, maybe it's not everybody else. Maybe Chuck D is the problem as well. You know what I'm saying? And they're Hall of Famers. They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like all of a sudden now you want to kick him out. Why you didn't kick him out when 30 something years ago, before you all even got inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Why all of a sudden now it's, oh, I can't deal with Flavor Flav, let me get rid of him? You know what I'm saying? And Chuck D, I mean, people want to see Public Enemy. They don't want to see Chuck D. Chuck D had a solo career. It didn't work. Anybody remember that Mr. Chuck album? It didn't do good.
But
You
that
know what
was
I'm
a good
saying?
album, by
I
the way.
want you Flavor Flav and Terminator X, and that's, if I go to see a Public Enemy show, I want to see Flavor Flav there. I don't just want to see the S1W Soldiers and Chuck D. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Flavor Flav because he is part of the group. Flavor Flav, to me, this whole other thing about how there was like people saying that Chuck D, Flavor Flav never wrote his lyrics. It was Chuck D, but Flavor Flav got some of the most memorable songs on Public Enemy. 911 is a joke. on Flavor Black Planet. That's still a relevant song to this day because the cops are still treating black people like shit. You
Brothers
know,
gotta
you
work
got
it
More
out.
News at 11 from the Apocalypse 91 album. That, you know what I'm saying? What's the other song he did?
Bro,
I Can't Do Nothing For You, Man. That was on the House Party soundtrack. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, Flavor Flav to me always should have gotten more tracks on the Public Enemy album. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is Chuck D's group, then it should have been just Chuck D, not Public Enemy. If you have a group called Public Enemy, it should be the members included, not just Chuck D. And I felt like Chuck D hogged a lot of the mic time, and Flavor Flav didn't get enough tracks on there. I mean, I've always felt like that. You know what I'm saying? You throw Flavor Flav a bone every now and then, that's cool. But if he actually got something to say, then he should be featured on more songs on the Public Enemy album. And I feel like the way that it was done, and then you write this letter like thanking him for his services, like he's like he's a piece of shit. I don't agree with that.
yeah, that was bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what are you doing, Chuck? Like are you losing your mind at your old age? Like I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? It's just that, and how ironic is, back in '89 we're screaming fight the power, and now in 2020 you're taking the side of a white man that's basically fucking up your own group.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't get it.
Mm. Yeah, that's crazy as hell and shit. And I have nothing against Bernie Sanders, but let's be real, he's against reparations and shit like that. Let's be
Right.
real.
And it's like this is beyond politics. That like don't try to make this call of you throwing out Flavor out the group over politics,
Mhm.
because no, it's not about politics. This
Mm-hmm.
is
No.
this is going on for forever. This is something that needs to be handled between him and Flavor behind closed doors, not being played out on social media. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I feel like he's disguising the move as, oh well, I did this because Flavor was a Trump supporter and I'm Bernie Sanders. I don't give a fuck if Flavor was in the Ku Klux Klan. This should be handled behind closed doors. The two of you sit down and resolve the issues once and for all, so that everybody else on social media can't give their 2 cents in. You know what I'm saying? So I,
Right.
I feel like that's gonna make Chuck D look a certain type of way to people that don't know what was going on for 37 years with this
Mhm.
group. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it was not the smartest move for Chuck D to do. And you writing that thank you notice to him, and like, come on, you gotta do it. You gotta handle that in a different type. I'm surprised that Chuck D would do something like that.
Mhm.
It's crazy as hell.
And I'm not saying Floyd Flavor ain't to blame, because we know the shit that he's done, and he's been through. And I feel like this is your ride or die. This dude been with you from the start. I feel like there has to be a better way to handle it, other than, oh well, I'm gonna kick you out. Like, if you kicking them out to if you giving them that tough love and you kicking them out or whatever, some people agree with that. I don't. I just feel like it could backfire, because if let's say you kick them out and then Flavor Flav kill herself the next day. Then you're gonna then it's too late to say, oh, I love you, Flavor. You know what I mean? Like, he ain't here no more for him. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? He ain't here no more for him to hear that from you. It's like, you gotta help. If you love that person and you want to see him get better, you gotta be there for that dude. You don't just kick him out on the street like he's a piece of trash. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
And I just feel like Flavor deserves more love than a damn thank you notice. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Mm. I feel you. I definitely feel you on that. Yeah. So pretty much, I just want to move on to the next topic briefly. So if it takes the coronavirus for Jay Electronica to drop an album, wait, let me rephrase that. It takes a coronavirus for Watch the Throne 2 to finally be released. Let me rephrase
That's what
that.
it is, basically.
Cause I'm I'm looking at the news, and y'all know how I feel about Jay Electronica. I just feel like nigga talks a lot of shit, basically. But at the same time, now you finally dropping an album and shit. But now, 9 times out of 10, Jay Z's in like in more than half of your songs. So my question is this: so you do all that motherfucking boasting, You drop a debut album, but you trying to have Jay Z be on your fucking coattails and shit. And
Right.
I didn't hear the project yet, so I'm not even going to say shit. But I've heard a lot of people say that it shit sound like most of it shit was made like in the early 20 teens and shit. It was dated. 'Cause I know that song Shiny Suit Theory, which
Yeah, that.
that shit right there with that da 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 da.
Uh,
That shit right there, I love that song because I heard that all the way back since 2011.
uh,
Um, Alchemist and Jay's Alchemist is producing the album, but I'm thinking about doing a motherfucking first time listening, first time listening to this project because this is like a monumental moment in hip hop. How this nigga finally dropped an album, but we're going through a fucking virus or whatever, or a man-made disease. I don't know, but mm.
I heard that this is. I just feel like what happened to this dude? Like this is not the same Exhibit A back in 2009. Like what happened? What happened to all those unreleased joints that he did with just
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I feel
right.
like they could been hanging around Jay Z long. Like he's talking about Rock Nation parties and Sandy beaches. I'm like, this is not the same as Jay Electronic in 2009.
Nah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? It's
Nah.
like Jay Z is heavily influenced all over this album, from the sound of the album, the producers, and the song titles. This is a Jay Z album featuring electronic. This is Watch the Throne Part Two. This is Watch the Throne Part Two without Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The only four songs I liked on there was the Ghost of Soldier Slim. I think that was a dope track by Alchemist. But even that song sounded like some yacht rock shit that was left over that instrumental album that Alchemist did. I like All Praise Due to Allah, the last song. That was a Texan song where like Jay's talking about like he got text messages and and, and
Jay Z's
he
doing
got
songs
text
about text
messages from
messages now and shit.
like lost loved ones that they won't ping no like their phones won't ping no more and shit. I thought I should have been more dedicated to like Kobe and Nick Russell, but that's another story. I like the blinding, but even with that, that sounds like a Swiss Beats away from Blueprint 3 because it sounds like on to the next one. I like what's the other song? There was another song that I liked on the like you said, the joint where they sample I Gotta Love.
Yeah.
The Shiny Suit Theory. That joint I heard like a long time ago. I didn't know it was like that old, but it's not a great. And then there's like people online comparing this album to Cuban Link. You comparing
Oh,
this album to Cuban Link?
get the fuck out of here.
Like, see, back. This is the problem with this generation. They came up on shit either recently or back maybe a couple years ago, and they don't know how the vibe was back when that album was originally released. Back in '95, when Cuban Link was released, nobody was looking at it like, oh, it's a Raekwon collab album with Ghostface. If
Hell no.
anything, we knew that from the clan that Ray and Ghost, they were the homeboys, they were tight like that. They were on each other's albums, and Ghostface, he took it up a notch with those features on Criminology and and Ice Cream and Glaciers of Ice, joints like that. But in no way was that a collab album.
Hell
This
no.
album is a collab album. This is Jay Electronica and Jay Z. But it's more Jay Z featuring Jay Electronica because Jay Z kills him on his own shit. When was the last time you could say that about Jay Z doing that on anybody's album? You know what I'm saying? He's usually the one that when he has a guest feature, he gets killed on his own shit, like Eminem killed him on Renegade. You know what I'm
Beyonce
saying? So
Beyonce killed him
I
on
don't
that Carter's
hear no
album.
question about, oh, this is like, no, this is not Cuban Link. This is a totally different album. And any of those Visual beats on Cuban Link would have shitted on the production of this album. It's not even a comparison like that.
Hell no.
I think if anything, they're comparing how a Jay Z. When I read about this album coming out, they said Jay Z was on two songs. They didn't say he was on 9 out of the 10 songs, and then the one song that Jay Electronica has by itself is like a minute and 35 seconds. Come on, that's showing me that Jay don't have no confidence in his own artist to carry an album by itself.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
No, no, no,
So
no,
then,
no.
if that's the case, why did you sign Jay Electronic in the first place? He's been on the label forever, and he's just dropping a debut album now. And then he on the song he's talking about it's highway robbery that I got Jay Z on my debut album. Yeah, Jay-Z's on 9 out of the 10 tracks. That's not even Highway Robbery right there. That's your own. That's your boss. Fucking up your album and saying like, yo, I don't think you can carry an album by yourself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my stamp of approval all over it so that we can get you that publicity that you need. Just like he did with the Memphis Bleaks album, with the Memphis Bleak albums. He did the same thing with his shit. That's why Bleak ain't the people feel like Bleak never stood on his own as his own artist because of Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do that shit with State Property or Dipset because they had their own movement.
right.
He didn't do that shit with Beanie Siegel or with Freeway because they had their own movement. They didn't need Dipset on every track.
Bro, these Twitter comments are funny as fuck. Not everyone's trying to be Allah Islam now because listen to this fucking production.
Maybe that's what changed his whole direction because the lyrics he's spitting is like shit that he's talking about Bugattis and walking on sandy beaches and shit. That we heard that shit. We heard that from Jay like 2 decades ago.
Right.
This is not the same Jay Electronica from Exhibit A,
Mm-mm.
Exhibit C and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same. It's like maybe him being a Muslim, transform his way of thinking and shit. But it's totally not the same artist from 10 years ago.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like a couple songs, but I heard like people saying it's the album savior. If this is the album savior for coronavirus, then we all dead. I'm sorry, we all gonna die because this ain't saving nobody.
Shit. I'm gonna show off these CDs, man. I'm kind of tired of talking about Jay and shit like that. This motherfucking greatest rapper of all time and shit. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Tribe for sending me some CDs and shit because he had a few doubles. He thought, you know what, I might use some of these. So this is part one of the collection video I kind of promised y'all this month. I'm gonna show y'all the other part sometime throughout the week after I go to this convention this Sunday. And yeah, we're still having it this Sunday. Just to let everybody know. And they ain't scared about no coronavirus and shit. But yeah. Alright, the first album I want to show y'all is Rakim with his solo debut. It's 18th Letter. Dropping in 1997. Um, Very dope album. Worth the wait, in my opinion. Singles album is known for. It came out with like, I want to say it's been a long time. Guess Who's Back? What was the other single? Yeah, it was another single. I also want to say New York, you're out there. I want to say that, but I could be wrong. This is not the deluxe edition, where the deluxe edition has like one side the album, the other side is like a greatest hits of the shit he did with Eric B and Rakim, or the shit he did with Eric B. Excuse me, but this is definitely a solid project. It's to me, it's a classic album. Definitely has that New York feel to it, that late '90s New York feel. You got cats like Clark Kent, Pete Rock, Primo, Nick Wiz, Father Shaheed. Like, yeah, man, love. Expect a review on this album one day. And yeah, this album's out of print, so if y'all can find this album, you must have in your collection. This is Rakim with the 18th Letter. Shit. Let me see what else I got. Oh, now this is a West Coast classic right here. This is from an underrated figure from the West Coast who I feel does not get the props he deserves, and that's Coolio with Gangsta's Paradise. This was released in 1995 on Tommy Boy Records and shit like that. Coolio, for guys who don't know, he was a member of Dub C in the Mad Circle. Um, you know, he was with them when they dropped the Ain't a Damn Thing Changed in '91, which I didn't get my hands on that project. That shit right there is fire in my opinion. Also in 1994 he dropped his solo debut It Takes a Thief, which in my opinion is his best album in my personal opinion. Yeah, man, that West Coast sound on that fucking shit right there, like Fantastic Voyage, Mama I'm in Love with the Gangster, Count Me Line. I mean, come on, man, like, and so fast forward to '95, he had dropped this album right here, Gangsta's Paradise. The singles album was known for was the title track, which was also on the Dangerous Minds movie. I want to say that came out in 94, 94, 95, one of them years and shit like that. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Too Hot. But yeah, I think the best known song from this project was Gangsta's Paradise, which everyone knows that track. It uses the Stevie Wonder sample and shit like that. And that song actually won him Best Rap Solo Performance in the Grammys. Like, this whole album was nominated for a couple of Grammy Awards, like Best Rap Album in '97 Grammys. Um, Something New was nominated for a Grammy and shit like that. And this song was Gangsta's Paradise got him some controversy because Weird Al Yankovic pretty much did his Amish Paradise. Y'all remember Amish Paradise? He did a version of that, and Coolio had like an issue with it, and that pretty much, in my opinion, just pretty much ended his career, in my opinion, and shit. Cause it's like Weird Al always makes fun of motherfucking songs and shit like that, and fucking Coolio had an issue
Mhm.
with it. So yeah, but back to Gangsta's Paradise, very dope album in my opinion. It definitely it's not like it's a different kind of gangster rap album because it's like a lot. It's kind of like a more humorous, lighthearted. This is the album you play around your mom, pretty much. That's just the best way to put it. And it's actually his best-selling album too. So this is Coolio Gangsta's Paradise, 1995. This album's out of print too, so must have in your collection if you can find it. I actually forgot one album I left in the room, so give me one quick second. So this album right here is I'm gonna go to the East Coast with this one. I'm not really a big fan of this quote unquote artist I'm on the show, but I'm low-key kind of glad I got this version. Is Young Buck, straight out of Cashville. This is his I want to say his debut album that was dropped in 2004 on Shady, which G Unit under Shady. Um, yeah, this is actually the Ski Mask edition, as you can see right here. Good looks on this version, by the way. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like I said, I'm not like the biggest Young Buck fan and shit, but I'm gonna give this album a chance and shit. Singles album is known for it only came out with two singles, Let Me In and Shorty Wanna Ride. Yeah, this album at the time was not really promoted well because he kind of got into some controversy during the infamous 2004 Bob Awards when Dr. Dre was honored that night. You guys should know what happened. Some cat tried to ask him for his autograph, and he was trying to get Dre's attention, and he punched Dre in the back of his head. And as usual, if motherfuckers see somebody fight at an award show, everyone just starts fighting and whooping each other's ass and shit like that. And pretty much, Young Buck pretty much stabbed the guy and shit like that. That knocked Dre out, and he got himself like arrested for it. And the label, they didn't really want to promote this album like that. Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. But yeah, I'm definitely going to check this album out. This is straight out of Cashville. This version right here is out of print, of course. So, oh, and another thing too. This album actually also has the version of Stomp with the Game and Ludacris, the remix, because the original version has Ti and Ludacris. But what you guys know about the beef that happened between Ti and Ludacris when fucking Ludacris killed Ti on this. Took the T.I.P. of my dick. Like, y'all know about that shit, but I'ma definitely listen to this album one day. This straight out of Cashville.
We could do a review on that. I think the standard one is out of print also. The standard edition.
Oh, I'm not surprised about the standard edition being out of print,
Yeah.
cause 50 and Buck had their falling out and shit. But yeah, I'm down. I'm down for a review. I'm down. All right, now we get The Roots with the Game Theory album. This was dropped in 2006 on Def Jam Records. Yeah, this was released like around after the whole tipping point. You guys should know we breakdown of pretty much every one of the albums and shit, which was a dope breakdown, by the way. Um, this was pretty much like a more darker Roots affair, because it's kind of like talked about shit that was going on with black music at that time, the whole Bush election and shit like that. So yeah, this album is definitely a dope album and shit like that. It was nominated for a Grammy for best rap album. Has like a lot of players from Malik B and Dice Raw. Singles album is known for Don't Feel Right and In the Music Here I Come. Yeah, man, this is definitely a dope project right here. Yeah, I need to get some more Roots albums though. Definitely need to get some more Roots albums, but yeah, man, this is the Roots with Game Theory and dope album cover too. With the fucking Hangman and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Next album. This album right here was actually the first hip hop album I ever had in my collection, and it was a clean version I got, but this is actually like the explicit version, and it's Kanye West's Graduation. This dropped in 2007 on Rockefeller. Yeah, man. This is Kanye Graduation, man. Definitely one of my favorite Kanye albums to date. This singles album is known for was "Can't Tell Me Nothing," which that was originally like a Young Jeezy song and shit like that originally. What else? What else? Stronger, Flashing Lights, Good Life, which uses that famous Michael Jackson sample, and Homecoming. Yeah, man, this album was a continuation off his education theme studio albums and stuff like that, because originally he was supposed to have came out with another installment called Good Ass Job right after Graduation, but with all the crap he was going through, he was breaking up with Amber Rose, and of course, you guys his mom died, and so that's how he came out with the whole 808s and Heartbreak album and shit. And he was kind of influenced by the whole YouTube. He was influenced by the whole Stadium Rock ordeal and shit like that. So he wanted to expand his sound, having like synthesizers and shit like that with his music. Yeah, man, very dope album in my opinion. And you guys should also know that this was released the same day as 50 Cent's Curtis album, which was 50's third album at that time. And they were trying to boost the. I remember watching the 106 and Park episode of that. Where yeah, man, because a lot of people thought 50 was gonna outsell Kanye and shit like that. But once Kanye outsold 50, it kind of presented like a new shift in hip hop. Where it was like people were shying away from the whole G Unit ran ordeal, and they were going to more of that, which I hate this term, the whole backpackers, backpack rap. I hate that term. I never understood backpack rap. I never understood it, but yeah. So this album right here is definitely a very dope project, and before Kanye pretty much lost his mind, this is Kanye West with Graduation in 2007.
That's still available. I just got that from Amazon like I want to say like 2 years ago. So that's still I believe that's still in print.
Yeah, it's still in print.
Yeah.
Uh, Next album is a soundtrack. It's a soundtrack, and it's the Who's the Man soundtrack. This was dropped in '93 on Uptown Records. Who's the Man? This was the movie with Dr. Dre, not the NWA fame Dr. Dre, the Yo MTV Raps host, and Ed Lover. It's been a while since I've seen this. I've seen this movie once on VH1 like years ago, but it's been a while since I've actually seen this movie. So yeah, this soundtrack right here was released in '93 and shit like that. Singles albums known for are "Let's Go Through the Motions" with Jodeci. Love that track. Excuse me. Hitting Switches with Eric Sermon. That was also on the his solo debut, No Pressure. Dope classic album. Who's the Man with House of Pain. Dope track right there. If I'm not mistaken, was that on their first album?
That's on same as it ever was.
Same. Okay, same as it never was.
The
Okay,
second
bad.
one, yeah.
Yeah, second one, that was a dope one. That was another dope one. Crystal Johnson. I mean, excuse me. Ooh. Party and Bullshit by Notorious B.I.G. This was actually Biggie's first song on Wax. And You Don't Have to Worry with Mary J. Blige. Check out the remix that she did with Craig Mack off the What's the 401 remix, by the way. Yeah, so just judging from like the track list, like the singles and shit like that, definitely has like a good mixture of R&B and hip hop, which that's one thing I've always loved about the soundtracks back in like the '90s and shit. Like definitely had a good balance between R&B and hip hop and shit like that, and they knew exactly what songs to pick for this one. Yeah, man, this is of the Who's the Man soundtrack, which this album is of course out of print, so if y'all can find this, must have in your collection. Alright, next one is another album which I have, but I don't have the case for it. And the album I have is Mace Harlem World, ironically. This was released in 1997 on Bad Boy Records. This was his debut album. Yeah, man, Mace, man, this Mace is definitely like one of like those rappers that you just love or hate and shit like that. But this album right here is his best one. Singles I was known for Feel So Good. That was a single. 24 Hours to Live with um, DMX, DMX Black Rob, and I want to say LOX and shit like that. What else? What else? What You Want? And Looking at Me. Very, very, very dope album right here. Um, Definitely has it's a shiny suit, but it has like a good mixture of that bad boy sound and a little bit of the Rough Rider sound and shit like that. Definitely a very dope project right here. This album's out of print too, so y'all can find this. Must have in your collection. This is Maze with Harlem World. Expect a re-review sometime this early part of the year, so expect that. Alright, next album. I got this is an album that, in my opinion, I feel like it's unfairly hated on. I know a lot of people said that this album was not that good, but I don't care. This album was dope. It's Ludacris with Theater of the Mind. This was released in 2008. Love this album. This album right here. It a lot of people say this album was not that good, but I loved it because it's kind of something different from Ludacris. Um, Singles I was known for um what them girls like, Wish You Would with Ti, um, Undisputed, One More Drink. That was like a big song back in '08. Last of the Dying Breed, love that track. Nasty Girl. Um, and this wasn't really a single, but it got a few radio airplay. I Do It for Hip Hop with Nas and Jay Z. Yeah, that was another dope one right there. Yeah, man. Like according to Ludacris, wanted to make he definitely wanted to make an album where like each song felt like a movie and shit like that. So he was doing like a lot more storytelling with this one and shit. Yeah, man, very dope. Cause I'm kind of impartial when it comes to Ludacris post Chicken and Beer. Cause I love Chicken and Beer. That's like maybe my favorite album. But anything after Chicken and Beer is kind of hit or miss. But I fuck with this one and stuff like that. It's kind of like a more lyrical side of Ludacris and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. This dropped in '08. If you're a Luda fan, you'll love this album. But don't expect like word of mouth or back for the first time. Don't expect shit like that.
Only song I remember is the female track. I don't. I remember Chris Rock is on there, right?
Yeah,
That's the only thing I remember about it. I gotta go back and hear that because I remember playing it the first time. I didn't like it.
I feel you though. I feel you on that. Cause yeah, a lot of people don't like this one. I believe it or not, I never heard Release Therapy either. Never heard that one.
I didn't like that one either. No, I
Shit.
just those are just that was just part of the haul. I just put those to the side. Like one day I'll play those.
For real. And I know people are kind of indifferent when because he cut off his cornrows and shit like that. He had like the fresh cut. Yeah. Now we got his Warren G with his debut Regulate G Funk Era. This dropped in 1994 on Violator, Def Jam, and shit like that. Yeah, man. This is a classic West Coast album right here. We talked about the fucking Take a Look Over Your Shoulder album that dropped in '97. This was his debut album that came out in '94. Singles album known for was Regulate, which that was like the biggest, probably his biggest song, period, his biggest song. That was on the Above the Rim soundtrack, featuring the late great Nate Dogg. Um, Do you see what I see? That's my shit. And this DJ, yeah, man, like this whole fucking album is definitely into. He definitely had his own sound when it comes to the whole G Funk, in my opinion, and stuff like that. Like he out for like a more smoothed out ordeal and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And Warren G does not get the props he deserves when it comes to West Coast producers. Like, man, I feel like this album and the I Want It All album that came out in '99 are his best works in my opinion. And I do have the Return of the Regulator that dropped 2001. So I definitely got to hear that album too. So yeah. And even though I kind of put it on a trash list, Take a Look Over Each Other wasn't that bad in my opinion. It definitely has some cuts, but it's probably my least favorite album from him. But yeah, this album was re-released in 2014 and shit like that. So if y'all can find it, must have in your collection. This is Warren G with Regulate, 1994. Alright. Then I got the Beastie Boys with the fucking Root Down EP. That this one dropped in 1995 on Capitol Records, Grand Royal to be exact. Yeah, this was a very, 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 very interesting EP because it pretty much has like certain songs from the Ill Communication. It has remixes of Root Down and stuff like that. If you're a fan of the whole Ill Communication album, this is definitely the EP for you and shit like that. And it's kind of crazy too because they actually coming out with a live documentary where they're talking about their fucking life and shit like that. So kind of interested in watching that. This is the Beastie Boys with the Root Down EP, dropped in 1995. This EP is out of print too, so if y'all can find it, must have in your collection. Alright, now last two. This one is EPMD with the sixth studio album Out of Business that dropped in 1999 on Def Jam Records. Yeah, EPMD, man, like very, very dope hip hop group, one of my favorites and shit like that. This was during like their whole comeback era when 2 years after they dropped Back to Business and shit, which that shit was a dope album in my opinion. That was a dope album. This album was okay, but you could tell they tried to do what they did with Back in Business. And the only single this album came out with was Symphony 2000 with Method Man, Redman, and Lady Luck. And this is not the limited edition where it has a bonus disc with the greatest hits where it has like all of this shit that they've done. Not just with the group, but also the shit that they also done, in like from '87 to '97 and stuff like that. And they also have a remix of It's My Thing, like a It's My Thing '99. So yeah, expect a review on this one. It's an okay album and shit like that. Not one of my favorite EPMD joints, but so glad I got this in my collection. And this album's out of print too.
You're basically saving. If you don't have the bonus disc, you're not missing anything. It was $27 back in the day. I didn't get the never got the bonus one. I only got the regular standard one, so you're not missing nothing.
Yeah. I mean that album right there is just only for diehard EPMD fan, and y'all know I'm an EPMD head right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm an EPMD head, but I'm an honest fan first, so I had to help y'all out. And the last album in my collection, Rick Ross with Teflon Don. The shit dropped in 2010 on Maybach Music. Yeah, one of my favorite. This one and Deeper Than Rap are like some of my favorite Rick Ross albums and shit like that. Um, Singles album is known for was Super High, dope track. Blowing Money Fast. That's like one of my favorite Rick Ross songs, like period with Styles P. And Ashton Martin music, which I didn't really care for that track like that, to be real. Like has house nigga Chrisette Michelle and the singing nigga Drake. Um, yeah, yeah. And I've never I never really cared for this song, even before house nigga Chrisette Michelle started tap dancing for Donald Trump and shit. But you
Mm.
know, gotta have Aunt Jemima tap dancing and shit always on the motherfucking coattails. Let
Wow.
me stop. Let me stop.
Oh my god.
let, let, let me say, I blame the caffeine on me, but yeah, this album right here is definitely a very dope album and shit like that when it comes to Rick Ross. I remember when this album came out too. This was around the time when he was really getting popular around this time, appearing on tracks with like Nas, Jay Z, and at that time I was like the biggest Rick Ross fan. I just thought he was just like he was. I thought he was cool, but he's like he alright and shit. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm just re-listening to his discography more, and I'm like, yeah, this nigga, he has some shit though. He definitely has some fucking shit. Like, yeah, man. Like, I want to say like my some of my favorite tracks like Maybach Music 3. Then you got fucking MC Hammer with Gucci Man. Yeah, man. This has that fucking mafioso. Like, he kind of like did his own take off the whole mafioso ordeal and shit like that. Even though he was a correctional officer, but that's another story for a different day. So yeah, this is Teflon Don, Rick Ross, and that's all the CDs I got in my collection. Yeah, man.
Hey Ash, I got yo, Ash, if I ever come across like some R&B stuff, I got
Mm.
you, Ash.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't get no R&B stuff in this haul. I got like mostly a lot of stuff I had that were doubles, and that's why I gave them to Reg. I still got other doubles, but it's unless Reg wants Red Light District, he might change his mind about that. And I got like two copies left of Release Therapy and like some D12 shit, but those are like all doubles, but I only gave Reg like the stuff 'cause I knew like he wanted a lot of those joints. But if I ever come across like some out of print R&B joints that I got, I'm definitely look Ashley up. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know. Try. I still got you on some West Coast shit and stuff like that.
okay,
So best believe and
yeah.
shit like that. You know. And so pretty much, hey, turn up. Okay. So pretty much, I'm just gonna end off with a few announcements I want to make before I end off this video. For one, I'm definitely gonna do a special video about Busta Rhymes, maybe sometime this weekend. Top five Busta appearances before the coming. Like that's something I've been kind of wanting to do for the longest and shit like that. Because I just felt like from '93 to '96, like we didn't have an album for Busta, but we had him appearing on motherfucking shit and dropping like bars after bars after bars and shit. But yeah, can't wait for that. Um, also, I was thinking about some shit. Like, what albums do y'all want to review next? Cause I pretty much have to rebrand myself. You know.
Um, Intro first album.
Ooh, intro.
Yeah, anniversary for that is coming up.
Okay,
Um,
intro.
who else? There's a couple. The Jets. I want to do that at some point.
Yeah, you
But
did.
we could do it on Reg's channel because my Wi-Fi is like fucking up. They all coming to repair it I think tomorrow. Or, but I was talking with Reg about like I just watched the Unsung of the Jets. I watched the Unsung of Christopher Williams. I think we definitely need to put some respect on that man's work.
My mom watched that episode sometime this week.
Yeah.
That was that was great. And it's like I saw something. It was another. I think it's like his second one because there was one before about him,
Yeah.
and he was like, with like the first one, he was like recording new music, and he was talking about like doing mixtapes or something like that.
Yep.
So I feel like we already heard this story about him already, but that was a good one. And the Jetson one I saw, that was a good one. I definitely want to talk about their music
Mm-hmm.
and Case. I think he's severely underrated. I think I want to
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
definitely discuss him, and there's some other ones, but like those are the ones that come to mind. And Harlem World definitely. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a classic album that I was in a group chat with other people, and this guy was like, he felt like Mace put Harlem on his back. I'm like, what about Cam? What about Jim Jones? Like they have a way better discography than Mace ever did.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Mace had one good album. Like I'm like, don't tell me. I'm like, I bought Double Up. It was garbage. I threw it away. I had that Welcome Back shit. It was garbage. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's not fool ourselves. Mace, yeah, he was a dope lyricist, but he had one good album.
One
I don't
good
think he
album.
put all of them on his back.
Hell no.
Not compared to Big L or Jim Jones or Cameron. You know what I'm saying?
Big L was Harlem's finest. Let's just stop that shit
Yeah.
right there.
You know what I'm saying? And, and,
Stop that
and
shit.
unfortunately, he got cut short. His life got cut short. But if he was still around, he would have had classic albums. You know what I'm saying? He was getting ready to sign with Rockefeller. You
Right.
know what I mean? So I'm like, no, Mace had one good album. He didn't put Harlem on his back.
For real.
You know?
Yeah, cause I know that like the next re-review I'm doing, there's gonna be Puffy's No Way Out. That's the next re-review I'm doing. So I'll probably do Mace after Puffy because
Uh,
I finally told myself I was gonna review that the No Way Out once I got the physical copy of that shit.
right.
Yeah, and I
Are you
know
are you doing it solo or are you doing it with all of us?
if y'all want to do it, I'm down. Y'all want to all do it and shit.
I never talked about that album, so I want to do that to get the clarification that Puffy had one good album himself. Like he didn't have a bunch of classics after that. He wasn't an artist. He had one good album that turned into a whole discography of shit.
If he
You
would have
know,
just
let's get that clear, because he didn't even want to be an artist. He did that. I think he said in an interview that he saw Biggie move the crowd and he was inspired to do No Way Out. And Biggie actually was working on that album in Life After Death when he got killed.
for real,
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like Puffy was coming out with that album regardless, whether Biggie was still here or not. The Biggie was helping him work on that album and everything when he got gunned down. But he had that's his only good album to me, like as a by itself. You know what I'm saying?
right?
Mm.
Yeah, man. And yeah, I know, Sam. I know Onyx. I know that people still request me to do the Sticky Fingers joint. That's coming, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all
Right.
this. Sticky Fingers is coming. The autobiography is coming.
Quality joint. We didn't forget about HNIC.
Yeah, I've been having like a lot of technical difficulty with this live streaming bullshit. So, oh,
Yeah.
and since it's not Black History Month no more, we gotta talk about Encore.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Oh
definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
I
Do
didn't
that.
forget. I didn't forget, cause shit, man. Cause I know everybody and their fucking moms wants me to fucking review that goddamn album and shit. So, man, I'm gonna have some Henny, some Ciroc. Like niggas don't even fucking know. Like I've been preparing for this day for the longest. Like y'all preparing for this coronavirus. I'm over here preparing y'all to release the fucking encore again. Shit. Oh shit, man. Like um
Mm.
and hope y'all are watching that on the beef show and stuff like that because this Fuji's episode is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. But what did y'all think about the Luther and En Vogue episode?
That was
I
interesting.
was not expecting
I
that.
didn't even know folk had beef with like that. And he petty. Like he did petty shit like calling the cops on them and like what? I don't get that.
What?
Nigga,
Mm.
nigga had fucking curtains and shit. Nigga had curtains. Talk about these motherfuckers and those ghetto bitches come over here. I'm calling the police. Yo, Luther was a fucking savage as fuck. He was savage. That was a diva right there. And shit.
Yes.
Mm.
Like niggas over here thinking, oh, Luther's a sweet ass nigga. Like, no, Luther was a fucking savage. He even had beefs with Anita Baker, the Barge.
Yeah,
Mm.
beef with the boss.
Yeah, because he toured with the Barge in like the early '80s. Like this is the Barge during like the Rhythm of the Night era and shit like that. And This was around the
Mm.
time when they were also drug addicts. And you know, Luther, he kind of like looked at them saying like they were unprofessional and shit like that. Cause yeah, the bars, man, they were light skinned, but at the same time, there was some crackheads and shit. Like,
Mm.
well, except for L, cause L was on drugs around that time.
Also, L was the only
Yeah, cause L didn't start doing drugs until Bobby died, according to the Unsung.
one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, cause like, yeah, Luther, he was just, uh, like, I think the only female artist he really liked was Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, um,
Right.
Whitney, Dionne Warwick, like.
The divas, all divas.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Whitney was a diva. I mean, let's
Yeah.
call it spade a spade. She's a legend, but she was a diva. Mariah is a diva. Like they
Oh,
were all divas.
Mariah, she was the best diva out of all of them. She was the best. Yo, speaking of Mariah, I'm gonna say this once. I'm gonna say this once and forever will be in stone. The Glitter soundtrack is underrated as fuck.
You think so?
Yes, I'm even gonna do a review on that one day.
Wow, I never heard
Yeah,
nobody say that.
yeah. I don't give a fuck. Like Glitter, justice for Glitter. Like I don't give a fuck. Cause that shit right there
You
has
prefer
some funk.
that album over Charm Bracelet?
Yeah, Glitter over Charm Bracelet any day.
Uh,
Like I don't like y'all can say what y'all want to say about the goddamn movie, but that
yo,
soundtrack, like, come on, like that shit was her doing a fucking Minneapolis sound on some real shit.
mm,
Shit, man.
okay.
Yeah, I don't give a damn if I do that shit solo. Like I'm gonna put some respect on Glitter. I don't give a fuck.
So if you got if you got the MTV Classic channel, right, and they
Right.
playing like the
Mm-hmm.
'90s motion videos,
Yeah.
I swear to you, they played at least 6 Mariah Carey joints from the '90s, all from like the Emotions album
Yep.
and the Daydream album. I'm
Yep.
like MTV is still infatuated with one.
Yep.
Yeah. And they only play it from those albums. Like, what about the fucking
Right.
Butterfly? The
Yeah,
Butterfly.
They,
yeah,
The
yeah.
self-titled
play,
joint. Come on,
they
like.
only play early Mariah before the hip hop
Yeah,
shit.
early
Yeah.
Mariah, yeah.
Before she got niggified and shit. That's pretty much what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Yeah. You see how like they try to have that Tommy Mottola shit. Like once they have that Tommy Mottola shit, they want to stick on to
Right.
that Tommy Mottola shit. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Shit. But yeah, I will review that soundtrack. I don't give a fuck. That's like top four top four Mariah Carey albums and shit. I don't give a fuck.
Top four.
Top
You put that
four.
in the same group with Daydream and Butterfly
You
and,
damn right.
and the Right album.
Yeah, cause to me is Daydream, Butterfly, Mariah Carey, and the fucking Glitter.
And you don't like Emotions.
Emotions, I have to good. Music Box was good. I like that one.
That was good.
Yeah,
What about Emancipation of Mimi?
classic.
I love that. I think that's our last classic album.
Yeah, that's my number five. That's my number five right there and shit. Actually, no, fuck it. I'm gonna switch Glitter and Emancipation. Fuck that. Yeah, cause I thought about it. I was like, nah, Emancipation got some heat too. But
Yep.
yeah, cause after Emancipation, I was just like, okay, yeah. Cause even
Everything just.
Yeah.
even though Caution was good,
I did not listen to that.
Listen to that. And I don't know, like but it still feel like she trying to like do
Keep
what's
up with the times.
yeah, she trying to do what's trendy and hot now. Like and like she had like the one ballad she had was like the last track on that album.
true,
Yeah, yeah, because I remember they were playing that a lot on the radio.
Yeah.
true. Yeah, man. But yeah, I remember that Mariah Carey breakdown we did. That shit was fire.
Yes. The one Bone Thugs?
Yeah. No, I mean
I
when we
love
broke down all the albums up to like Emancipation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, after like that EMC squared and that shit that she let the Dream produce, I didn't like those.
Yeah,
I never listened to none of that.
Memoirs
Yeah,
of an Imperfect Angel. That was not really that good.
yeah.
I did not listen to that one either.
that other album she had with all those features, like Fabulous was on there and Wale, and I'm like, oh no, she went crazy with the collabs on that album.
Yep. You mean talking about the Me, I Am Mariah?
Mariah.
So that shit, I didn't care for that.
I did not listen to that one either.
Yeah, I never heard that one.
No.
Shit. Excuse me. But yeah, man,
Yeah, I'd rather listen to all of her early stuff
Yeah.
any day. Yeah, everything leading up to Emancipation of Mimi. Anything after that, nah.
I feel you. But yeah, I'm actually about to end the stream off because I gotta get ready for this gig I got tonight. So, y'all wish.
Congrats, man. Good luck on that.
Yeah,
Good luck.
thanks. Yeah, I gotta buy at least some gloves and shit like that because I'm not playing around with these motherfuckers and shit. But
And peep that new Reg single. He got a new single dropping.
oh yeah, forgot to mention y'all, I dropped a new single, Crime. Y'all can catch me on the Spotify, all the streaming services. I also dropped the remix too, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I got some more good shit coming up in the streams and shit like that. About to make some phone calls at the moment too. So thank y'all so much for watching this review. Thank y'all so much for bearing with me. I'm glad this shit is actually no one had no Wi-Fi issues, no camera issues. I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, you have to make sure y'all check out this album out and stay tuned when I talk about Rampage. It's the Red October album. I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but hopefully it'll be sometime this month and stuff. Cause there's a few more albums I gotta catch up on and stuff like that. But as usual, yeah. And follow me on Instagram at MCRegMusic, Twitter at RealReg1. And I hope everyone has a good night and be safe out in these streets.